We're live. Here you go, Bam Bam. Take that. There's shad flipping right there. We only need about 5,000. Or we take one cart. This net's about finished, guys. We'll probably get another one here pretty quick. This net's about had it. Yeah, that net's about had it, guys. I don't know how much longer me and this net are going to get along before I just catch it on fire. That was a big carp or something. We're going to cruise up in this little cove. Yeah, they were shad flipping there, but we ain't catching them. Let's see. I'm gonna turn on that motor. We're gonna put it in gear and we're just gonna cruise for a second. Yeah, it says there's all kinds of fish right there. No. Don't do that while the boat's going. Rip your net apart. Alright. We're gonna get close to this willow tree. This net's already trapped out anyway. We got one shad I caught right off the boat ramp before I put the boat in. So, we wouldn't mind getting you off in this tree. More carp. Honestly, we might even take the jar today. If it wasn't an alligator jar. If it was a long nose, we'll take it. We're just gonna keep throwing and messing up. Hi, whoever's on the chat. I can't read that from here, but I'll catch up with you guys in a minute. Right now, we gotta get some bait while it's still early and we need to get out on the river. I'll catch up with the chat when we get to the fishing spot. For now, we're just gonna get the bait. There's a trash line there. You guys won't be able to see it yet, but you guys got your back southeast. Yeah, that's where you guys are. The back, you guys are facing northwest. There's a trash line right there. It looks like somebody came through here and set 9 million jugs last night. Doesn't look like they're doing any good either. Or maybe they are, I don't know. All right, let's go idle on up. It says there's 1 million fish right there. Let's turn that boat around. That one a big carp. Right here in these trees is where I normally catch them when it's flooded. But it has been especially weird this particular flood for me. I usually get some pretty good sized shad and all of my shad from this area on this particular river. Usually don't have no problem doing it. At all, none.
Not ready with me now.
You can start right now. says we're right over the top of some right now. Sometimes we just gotta do it like this. Sometimes I wonder if it's not debris in the bottom of the river, like suspended trash. See, I caught a bunch of trash that wasn't on the surface, like little twigs and stuff, but I also got 3 shad. That's not quite enough to get started. And these shad are so small, we're gonna go do something we don't ever do. We're gonna go drift the river and go see what we can catch, guys. And yeah, we're gonna drift the river, so we're gonna have to change up our, I only brought 2 rods because we're drifting. I don't want to get them all tangled up and stuff like that. We don't even have a trolling motor on this boat, but so we're just gonna do it the basic way. 2 rods. 2 rods. And some thinner wire hooks. The reason for the thinner wire hooks is because of the bait that we're using. These little bitty thread fin shad are, they don't stay on the hook very good, and we're going to be bumping and dragging the bottom of the river, and so the best chance we have of them staying on the hook through the duration of the fishing that we're doing will be with a heavier wire hook, unless we can get a carp. If we can get a carp, those boys are hardy, so they'll stay on the hook pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can't throw over this brush pile we got right here. Hopefully this net ain't tangled. Yeah, we made it.
Look, there's a jug going right in front of you.
Yeah, I know, we're gonna run it over.
It's moving around.
Okay, baby. Oh no!
What?
There was so much trash in the damn net, I didn't see the one freaking shad that was in there. He was actually a decent sized shad. Maybe. We're getting onto a pattern with some shad. Maybe they're way up in these billows. Something's in there good. Oh. Yep, something in there's good, all right. Good old tree limb. Sometimes this is what it be like trying to catch bait, guys. Especially when we're fishing, trying to fish floodwaters, and the bait's all up in the trees. I'm just looking for an open pocket, then throw it in the trash, guys. Throw in the net right in the trash. All right, let's get the heck out of here. Let's go try somewhere else, guys. I'm gonna go nuts in here. Getting out of here could pose an issue. We use the throw net to pull ourselves in. We may have to use the throw net to pull ourselves back out. Right now we're backed into a log. I'm gonna pick up the motor and put it back down, see if we can't get around it. Probably not. We can use this tree to get around it though for sure. And push right over the top of it. It says there's a mountain of them behind me. Huh. Let's pull up. Well, if we were using sticks for bait, by golly, we'd have plenty of those motherfuckers. Sorry for the language. I get in a little bit of a mood after 9,000 throws and no fish.
You keep putting my blanket wet.
Sorry. It's gonna be a part of it. We're gonna try a fresh spot. What's that? This spot looks like it hadn't been beat since it's thrown it. All the sticks in Oklahoma, ripping holes right through my throw net. There we go. There we go. That damn fishing guy, we are now selling mulch. This is organic mulch right here. We want $20 a pound. river selected, river collected gardening mulch. Oh, well, I guess we're gonna have to get them one at a time today, guys. I got an idea. Let's put it in mode. Keep it hammering over there. Probably don't. He's sitting on the bank. He's got a lot of tree limbs and a lot of debris to sit on. That's where the fish was, out in the middle of the water. He's hunting from the bank, man. There's got to be a reason he's doing that. That means there's fish by the bank. He's no dummy. He does this every day for a living. Decent throw with all these sticks in there. We're gonna try and get us one too. Oh yeah, it's shallow there. Did we get any fish? Is the question. The answer is no, but says we're going over a school of them. There we go. Harry, that fish just fell.
I don't care. I don't want to get fish.
Oh, well. You don't want to get fish glitter on you? Hey, you 12 people hanging in there, I appreciate it. Hey, there's another one. That's better than our past 100 throws. And we got a whole bunch of little micro minnows.
Oh,
They're little carps, is what they are. But we're gonna throw them back.
I want to get some.
Hang on, we're gonna try and keep this one. This is a baby carp here. We're gonna stick him, or he's a baby something anyway. I don't know what the hell he is. I'm throwing him in the live well. So I'm gonna try and keep him as a pet.
Michael, I got more. I got 2 more. Can we keep 2 more?
No, we're gonna throw him back because he might be a game fish. We can't really identify him. Yeah, you can keep yours, baby. They're carp. That one had too big of a mouth to be a carp. He could have been like a white bass. He wasn't a crappie. I'd have been able to identify that. He had a big mouth though, but he wasn't a bass either. I've seen plenty of bass tonight. So white bass or maybe white perch, I don't know. Which is another thing I'm surprised I haven't caught here. Usually, this body of water, I catch some white perch off the boat ramp or here and there. I haven't got shit for white perch this year. Not a dang thing. But we're starting to get enough shad to go do what I want to do. We're only going to go out there for about an hour. 2 hours top. We're going to go up to the bridge, drift down, how long we drift down. But we need bait before we go do that. I think there was some fish in there, but I could be wrong. G3 should really be sending me boats, guys. Nobody's put boats through as much crap as I have. Nobody. Heck, I've even took this boat ice fishing, guys. Ain't nobody else doing that with their new boat. This boat ain't new anymore. It's about 4 years old. So she's still kind of new, but not really. Back it up. You want to try and get around these trees. You know what we're going to do? Watch this, guys. We're going to get going. We're going to turn it this way. Uh-oh, I freaking turned off the boat motor with my knee. We're going to turn the motor this way, and now the motor is behind you guys, right? Now I'm going to turn the motor this way. I'm gonna blow all the fish out from underneath that brush pile with the prop wash. And then I'm gonna go around and throw net the other side. But we just try to thrust the prop wash up underneath that brush. Hopefully, we washed all the fish out from underneath it and they all ran to the bank around it where we're gonna go throw net. There are fish all along the bottom here. I need to get a new dropout cast netter. I'll get a new throw net eventually. I haven't been that worried about it here as of recently. I think my last one actually flew out of the boat. I didn't even run it. I don't know how I lost it. I don't exactly know. But if I had to guess, it flew out of the boat. I had it in a bucket. Someone got a good throw net. There wasn't nothing wrong with it. I would only throw it in particular situations where I was trying to catch the bigger shad. Like in the wintertime and I needed my net to sink real fast. Usually this time of year I don't have that big of a problem with shad. But as you can see, when the water's flooded, it gives them a few more places to hide. What, baby?
I said power cook.
Yep. Well, that prop wash I didn't work at all, did it? See no shad in there. Yep. Per usual, they're all behind the boat. All right, let's go. we were using sticks for bait, we'd be bait rich. Try not to get my hopes up. I felt some thumps. Could be just sticks and other debris. Well, there was one shad there. At least that I got. Dang it. And as I mentioned earlier, they're kind of small for what I'm trying to do. You guys are going to start going on live. We're going to be perch fishing. So that way I can get bait before I make it down to the river. Because one, I don't like fishing with shad that much to begin with. Two, these shad are a pain in my ass. They're a lot more work than bluegill. I could literally go fishing for an hour of the week and not have to do this. So we're gonna start going bluegill fishing at least once a week, guys. We're gonna figure out some way to do it live. But this has got to come to an end. It's got to. It's been the better part of the fishing time trying to track down shad. I know that net ain't gonna throw right. We'll just take the time. So that way we make sure we catch the right amount of sticks on the next throw. I'm just joking, by the way, guys. This is just part of it. But I do like to talk crap. Now there went something that was decent. Probably bluegill. He just came up, or a carp. He just came up and slurped the bug up off the top. So going against my better judgment, we're going to throw up there.
These flavors are melting on my tongue.
He's a little ways out there, and I want to make sure I get to him. Come on, get off there. This net's just coming undone, guys.
With your old net, you cut the white stuff.
Well, I know, but that one was coming undone too. All right, I got enough shad. Let's go catch a small catfish. Use him for bait. That's legal here in Oklahoma. And I'm done jacking with this net. And I'm done with all this trash on this boat. Done with it. I'm over it. Let's go catch a fish. We got some fine wire tail hooks we'll be dragging with. We'll be nose hooking these shad. And the first dink catfish we catch is on the chopping block. That's good enough for now. Let's go cruise out of here, guys. We're not going to be breaking no land speed records getting out of here, but I am going to change your location. Or I guess no water speed records. We're not on the land. definitely won't be setting no land speed records from out here. All right, we're gonna turn off this old bilge pump. We gotta let that water drain down a little bit, guys. I'm gonna change your location. I'm gonna stick you guys up front. Let you guys ride shotgun for a little bit. Somewhere on the water. All right, Caitlin. Why is it not your day? Let me set up my brick so I can get you guys set up. Because while we're cruising up to the bridge, I want to be tying on these rigs. All right. We don't have much bait, so we're gonna go see what happens. People was telling me yesterday, there was a guy that drove by on a boat and told me he hadn't caught a catfish all day, but he had a boatload of shad that he'd do with. Well, the thing was I couldn't catch no bait, but I caught catfish and several drum. I got a video I got to edit and put out. Me and Camry ended up at a bridge catching catfish on ultralight gear. We set out for a long time yesterday. Once we get out in the main river channel, I'm gonna start rigging up these catfish rods because I gotta tie them on a little different. We might run some, there went a shad, but we ain't throwing after him. There's a whole school of them right there. Let's see. Well, for shits and kicks, we might meander over there. We do need a little bit more bait. We probably only have 10 shad, guys. So we may meander on over there. I don't think very many people are throwing it in that area. And these shad might just be wise to the throw net. I mean, they get a throw net thrown at them 7 days a week over here. Usually me and Camry are the first ones here. But today there was a old man standing on a boat ramp throwing his throw net. He got a few, but you know, I have a boat, so I wasn't gonna stand there and throw my throw net. I unloaded the boat and I threw it once and I caught one shad. I figured I'd leave and let him have that spot since he's limited on where he can go. Oh yeah, there's fish jumping over here, guys. Let me put you guys back where he was. This might be our spot right here. This might be where we get the bait. We just need about 10 more and that'll be plenty for the day. Net out there. far, I don't feel shit in there. I don't see shit in there either. What in the hell? Here comes that damn fishing guy, and there goes the neighborhood. School and all gone. Oh, there we go. Heck yeah. That is what I'm talking about. Heck, we only need 6 more now to have a good day. Come on, little fellas. These ain't no trophy catching shad, but they'll do. If we could catch about 5 white perch, that'd be awesome. Let's see here. Now there's less debris over here. I'm liking this side better already. Oh, that's 5. We're already liking our odds over here a lot better. Things are looking up. We're on the up and up now. This is going to be retarded, but I'm going to throw it right between those trees. This is going to be the most retarded thing I do all day, probably, hopefully. With any luck, it'll be the most retarded thing I do all day. Wouldn't you know it, a perfect cast between the trees and we didn't get a shad one. Ain't that crazy? Hopefully you guys don't get took out by a tree. There's a low-hanging branch right behind you guys. Watch your back. Oh, we got another one. Oh yeah, well that's... Even if we got to get them one at a time at this point, guys, we'll take it. Granted, we'd probably be catching 10 every throw if we didn't have 90 holes in this net. I'm sure half of them are filtering out. So we're really doing the shad population a huge favor. And we're just getting rid of the dumb ones, the ones that can't figure out holes and shapes and stuff, because there's plenty of holes in this net. Yeah, this is called selective harvest with this net. We don't want any more dumb fish. Yep, no dumb ones that throw. All right, just for shits and giggles. Look at the shape of that hole. All right, we're done. Let's go catch a catfish. We're just gonna creep right on out around this tree here. Guys, usually this is like how deep? For whatever reason, they ain't even telling me the depth. Better scope that out. It ain't telling me the depth because we hit a log. Bent it under the boat. There we go. Yeah, we're in 11 foot of water. There are a bunch of fish stacked up along this bank. But we don't care. We're going to go drift this river. See if we can't get hooked up. I'm going to move you guys to the brick. You guys are going to the brick, guys. Good morning. Catfish fever, that's right. I ain't even gonna fold that net up again because we might decide to throw it if we see something we like. See something that's worth throwing a net at. Guys, we're marking a literal boatload of fish here. There's a creek that lets out here, but we're gonna go drift the river. I only brought 2 fishing poles because yeah, I want to drift some baits. I never really do that. I've done it like one time ever, and it wasn't a bad time. So, and the catfish are spawning right now, and so we're trying to catch the ones that are coming off the bed, which is going to be about 1/3 of the population. So about 1/3 of all your catfish are going to go up on the nest, and then as they start coming back off the nest, another 1/3. So, you know, if you bust it up that way, and you figure each day only about 1/3 of the catfish are biting. If you do your math like that, then you know you have pretty slim odds at catching a bunch of big catfish. There goes gar. But anyways, if you're drifting and you're putting your bait in front of multiple catfish's faces, and even if they're not particularly interested in biting, if you slap them in the face with lead and then the freaking peg float and a rattle comes by with the shad hanging onto it, maybe they'll just eat. Now, for the shad we have, this Daiichi hook, this big J hook is entirely too big for that bait. So, what we're going to do is we're going to hook Cambry with it. We're trying to get rigged up before we get to the spot. We're not going that far. We're going to drift more downriver than we are going to go upriver, but I had a bite here drifting yesterday evening. So I kind of want to come back down through here and drift again. And that's why we're here. Nothing wrong with that rig. I'm going to set it over here to the side because I'll use it again in the future and it'll already be tied up. Now we probably better use, I think I got some 50-pound test leader in here somewhere, right here. Yeah, we're just going to use some 50-pound test. These hooks are a lighter wire. We're going to use a little bit longer leaders than we normally do. But we're going to try and do this quickly because we're getting there. We're getting to our spot. We're going to be using these rattles, peg float, and if I can find that damn pack of tail hooks, here they are. We're going to be using a 4/0 tail hook, fine wire tail hook. That's perfect. That's how many we needed. We needed 2. Plot twist, we're throwing on a freaking stinger fly. So we're gonna have a kale hook. That's why we cut off the extra line. So we're gonna take about a foot out, past the loop of the eye. We're gonna snell this hook on there. That's snelled. The current's starting to pick up a little bit. And we're headed to the trash. You guys probably see it if you're looking that way. Off in the distance, there's a lot of trash back there. So I gotta kind of play with this boat to keep it going straight. Now, you guys that tuned into the lives earlier this week, you know I tied a handful of different flies for catfish stinger rigs. And we are gonna try one. We're gonna do purple. And I'm gonna show you this rig after I tie it, so that way you can see it, but then the next one I'm just gonna hurry up and tie it, because we're getting to our spot. And I'm having to fight the current a little bit here. It's a little bit stronger here, so we're having to kind of fight it a little bit. But maybe a little bit more on the accelerator will keep us going straight. So now we got us one of them fancy rattles, with little fins on it, a peg float. This is gonna keep our bait up off the bottom as we're bouncing down the river. We're gonna hook a shad on here. Then we got that stinger fly. So if he smells that shad and swims up, maybe he'll see this hair jig and he'll hit that. We're gonna give it a go. We're gonna try it out drift fishing. We might make that next leader a little bit longer, because by the time I tied all the knots, that's what we ended up with. And I really wanted this about 2 foot off the bottom. It's going to end up being about a foot off the bottom, but that's all right. We already tied it, so we're going to run it. Now, in theory, we can tie that second rig while we're drifting back down the river, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and get there, drop this rig down so we can start fishing, and we'll worry about tying that other rig while we're drifting back down the river. This is with no trolling motor at all, so I think anybody can probably do this. We're just gonna go however fast the current's going. We don't even have to make it necessarily all the way to the bridge. That's just a good starting point. See all that trash behind me, guys? That's dookie right there. We are starting out the morning and it feels like we are already into the 80s. That's what she'd be looking like. That next rig, we're gonna run this orange and black one, stinger fly. I always have good luck with orange and black in this muddy water. So that's why we're gonna run it, at least for crappie and white bass and hybrids and so on and so forth. We're almost to our spot, guys. Then we're gonna start fishing. I just need to get back towards the main river channel and we're gonna go ahead and get it going. We're almost there. All right, we're gonna start baiting up. We're gonna go ahead and kill the motor. Yep. We're just gonna take this shad to get some sin out of it. The rattle and beads, in theory, should be what makes the difference in the gets the fish to where they can hear it. Plus, it should be drifting right in front of their face. If we get dink tapped, we'll downsize baits, but for now, we're just gonna run them like that. Hopefully. Current's going probably about 2.5 or 3 miles an hour. We're just gonna put that rod there like that. Now, it's gonna bump along the bottom. That sinker's gonna hit the bottom. We're gonna spin around. We're gonna do all kinds of crazy stuff. You guys are gonna be facing one bank 1 minute and another bank the next minute, but that's just part of it. Hopefully we don't get sick. We're going on a roller coaster ride. Let's go ahead and get that other one rigged up so we can be fishing off both sides of the boat. We're waiting for that rod to bury itself and keep going. We would have tried some circle hooks for this that some guy from Chasing Cats gave me, but they're the shad we were gonna get today weren't suitable for this application. See, that's what I mean. If I used a fatter gauge hook, if you guys can see that rod over here, I don't know if you can or not. I'm gonna move you guys closer to the front of the boat in a minute, but for the time being, here, actually, I'll move it back here like this for now so I can finish getting this rig made. Anyway, that bounces along the bottom with that heavy sinker, and that'll knock your shad off pretty quick. We're even going to try hooking this shad a little bit differently on this next rod and reel. Hell, we don't even know if there's a shad on there right now. Could have already got knocked off. We put that float upside down. That rattle. Elephants eat peanuts, so maybe we'll get lucky and find an elephant that wants one of these little bitty shad. I know one thing, I'm about to starve to death. You can also tell when we're driving over mud. It'll be smooth like that, like it is now. As soon as we start going over rock bottom, it'll boom, 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 boom. That rod tip will be bouncing. The boat is slowly turning around. Let's cut this off there. Those are fishing scissors I'm trying to cut this braid with, and if I don't absolutely hold it tight, it doesn't really want to cut it. So for not having caught no fish on this braid yet, I sure do like it. Hopefully we can change that today. We've got some miles of river to drift. Now for the time being, we're gonna put both of these rods off the same side of the boat. I'm gonna come look at you guys and see if I can't get you guys to where everything's in frame for you. Let's see what all you guys can see. Let's turn you guys a little bit this way. All right, thank you, Caitlin. Hey, if you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing. I teach you how to tie these catfish stinger rigs and crappie jigs and hang out and go fishing and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let's put another shad out there. Yeah, there we go. Good, that boat's going downriver. I didn't want him coming up here stirring up my crap anyway. Now this next shad, we're gonna hook him a little differently. We are about to go over a lot of fish. Our bait should drag right through them. I'm gonna hook him once through the side of the head. I know that sounds morbid, but then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hook him right through the gut. The reason for that is I feel like he'll stay on the hook better that way. I don't know if you guys can zoom in or not, so I'll bring it up there and show you. Just like that, he's hooked twice, guys. Bumping along the bottom. These little shad are kind of soft. Now, up right off there. Oh, we're on bottom. Now I'm gonna grab a snack and a monster and we're gonna chill for a minute. There they are. I was hoping I brought some of those. Did I bring me another monster? No. Idiot. I got some from yesterday left in here. They're not exactly cold. Yeah, it's time to eat some snacks. Maybe we'll get a catfish that thinks the same thing. I think I can move you guys where you can see better. Let's see. Trying to get you guys where you can see the entire boat, because you never know what side I'm going to stand on. And I'll forget to be talking to you guys. I'll be completely out of frame talking to you guys, and nothing will be being said. Let's see how fast we're going. We're going 2.5 miles an hour. There's no shortage of fish underneath us. We're floating down the river like a big piece of trash. But we're gonna kill this graph. Yesterday, right as we got in line with this boat ramp over here, we got a big bite, so we just want to see one of them mud tips bury off towards the water. That'd be so cool. Hopefully that log makes its way some other direction. It's trying to go right over my lines. Yep, it's gonna run right into my line. That's all right though, we'll just be part of the debris, part of the trash. That's a natural presentation. Yep, we got some asshole coming up on us real fast. He's flying, guys. Nope, he's turning around. Nope, I'm blind, he's coming this way. Nope, he went up in a cove. Let's get that boat over and see if we can't get that trash off our stuff there. All right, Caitlin. Yeah, me and my wife will probably go fishing somewhere in Brazil one of these days. We've talked about it. We've been to Costa Rica and a few other places. We like fishing outside the country, specifically Costa Rica. not getting that log off there, so. I am going to put out some more line and get these lines further from the boat. Yeah, that feels much better. I'm going to try that too, aiming the rod tip up like that. That other shad's still on there. We got a lot of trash though. Let's hook this shad like we hooked that one. I feel much more confident in that one. We're limited on bait. You never know when we're gonna go through a group of blue cats that's hungry, so we're gonna put that one like that. And we fishing again, guys. Hopefully putting them rod tips up like that'll, you know, that line's coming up at a steep angle. If it comes up to debris, it'll pull up over it. You guys should see this plume of trash that's floating up to us. This is, I think it's from like excess nutrients in the water, like runoff from farms and stuff. And the whole river's covered in it today. Pretty sure that foam is bad for the river, but I don't know. I'm not a marine biologist or nothing. So I don't really know. Anyway, this is catfishing. This is what we do. You go up and down the river trying to catch fish. There we go. We got it back where you can see the whole back of the boat. I guess we could tie up some more rigs because we might lose one of these rigs and we may want to drop another one down there. We're just going to float on down the river. We got a long ways to go, guys. Oh, that's a short leader. We just need to find one dumb fish, guys. Just one. One dumb one. Did we find one? What's going on here? We either found one or we got some trash, guys. Yeah, the boat's still moving. Come on, just one dumb one. Make my day. I don't think it matters what color rattle you use, really. That's just there for some noise. Hell, that rattle might be scaring them away for all I know. I'll show you guys what these clear rattles look like. That's a clear one right there with the so far not too good, but we're giving them a go. Me and Cambry, we dragged baits from where we was fishing at yesterday back to the boat ramp when we were done fishing for the day. And we got one good bite, but we didn't hook up. And I think it's because I was using a heavy wire hook. And most of the fish that are coming off the nest right now are between that 5-pound range, 5 to 7 pounds maybe. And I was using a 10-aught Daiichi deep groove J hook. Today we were using this 4-aught Kel hook. I feel like for the catfish that are have been biting for the past week or two, I feel like this is a good size hook. But yeah, the rattle, that's what it looks like, guys. And it's supposed to spin and rattle down there as we're dragging along. Or if you're fishing in current and you cast out behind the boat, this floats up to get your bait up off the bottom, and then that rattle sits there in the current and so eventually the fish get suspicious, come up to inspect the noise and find a bait. So, but we're gonna be testing them out and seeing what we think about them, and all kinds of videos. Right at the moment, we are just tying us up an extra rig, so that way if we break one of these off, we got one we can tie back on real quick like. And I made this one a lot longer than I made the two that are on there. But for now, we are floating right down the river channel, pulling this drift. So, see, I don't know if that's a bite. I don't know what the hell that is. Might be just hitting some bumps in the bottom, speed bumps. There were a lot of drum yesterday. When I got off the live, me and Cambry had fished for a little while. That may be a bite. Hell, it may be a fish. It's getting kind of wobbly. But he ain't got it, or he'd be hooked up though. We want that solid thump and then that takedown. I imagine with that hair jig being on the back there, at some point today we will get a drum. See, I'm not so sure that ain't a dink blue pestering the snot out of us right now. Let's feel it. Now it just feels like we're going over some rocks or something. But since we're hitting those rocks, you know that rattle. If a fish got interested, wanted to track that down, he shouldn't have an issue doing it. We're about to get to the stretch that I'm the most curious about. There's a rock wall up here, and on this river bend. And honestly, we could catch a fish anywhere on the river. We're in the main channel right now. There's nothing special about it, no structure or nothing. It's just mud and mud. There aren't even no good brush piles on this stretch of river, all the way from that first bridge that we started at, all the way down to this rock pile. There's no good brush in this whole mile stretch of river. I mean, there is at the moment because it's flooded up in the trees, but normally if you came out here on this river, when it's at its normal pool, there's nothing special about this mile stretch here.
That how long?
Oh, not too much longer. You want a honey bun, baby?
No.
No? You want a drink of water?
No.
You want a jerky stick? No? You can give me half. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You wanna feed your turtles? Piece of fish? Huh? And show the camera? Do you? Somebody's tired. This one ain't bobbing like that one. And I kind of want to reel it in because it's got a lot of trash on it, and I know it does from the way it's, the way it's pulling through the water and everything. It's got a lot of, most of it just came off, but it's got a lot of trash on it. Still got a lot of trash on it. See? Got a lot of trash on it. You're never gonna catch a fish like that. Yeah, let's get that back out there fishing. We're gonna turn on the bait clicker for a minute, guys. Then we're gonna turn on this drag and we're gonna turn it really loose. Turn that noise back off now. Reset our drag. That should be plenty tight enough. Anyway, we got this rock stretch coming up. I'm excited about it. And we've meandered in right with the trash where we fit in. And yeah, we're gonna cruise down the river. See what happens. You want to feed your turtles some fish, Cambry? Yeah. Cambry's gonna give you guys show you guys her turtles eating fish. Nope, come here, boy. Are you still alive? I got another baby carp. I'm gonna try to keep it alive. It's a little bitty baby. You want me to trim the fins off for him? You want a whole one? Huh? Cambry, answer me.
No.
No? Well, fine then. You think they're hungry? Yeah. Oh yeah. There she goes. That one's bouncing the same as this one now. All that trash got wrapped around there. It wasn't doing crap. I think is my screen still going? Yeah. We're gonna plug the charger into you guys before you guys pass out over here. The weeds, yeah. Plenty of weeds. Plenty of this foam too. I read online, I wanted to know what caused it. It said runoff from agricultural, like pesticides, fertilizer, and such. Is that a bite? Could be. Could not be. All right, we got you guys plugged in. Well, is my charger gonna work? That's great. That's great. Detected. So apparently, we're just gonna have to wait till we get back to the camper. Liquid detected. We're gonna set this on the ice chest and let the liquid dry out of it, I guess. And don't try that with your Androids. Only do that with iPhone. It's crazy how waterproof they made the iPhones nowadays. I wouldn't take it swimming, but there was she was in swimming lessons in the swim coach or whatever. She didn't have a special protector or case or nothing. She would take her iPhone and put it in the water and show the kids swimming for advertisement, so on and so forth. And progress for the parents, because we wouldn't stay while they did the swim lessons because it distracts your kid. And she'd put the phone underwater and show our kids swimming in it. No protector or nothing. I didn't even know they was that waterproof until we'd met her at some point.
Wait, which phone was it?
It was her phone, her iPhone.
The one that I used to have a case on?
The woman that used to give you swimming lessons, Cambry.
But
she didn't have a case on. It was just a plain iPhone. She'd stick it in the water to record you. Do you remember swimming lessons?
yeah.
You do?
No, but I don't remember that.
Well, I don't really remember her either. I just remember the specifics of about the phone going underwater.
Michael.
Hell, I don't even remember. That's been like, how old was you when you went to swim lessons, Cambry? 3?
4 or 3.
4 or 3? 3 or 4?
That is another duck.
Cambry was making fun of me this morning because my belt is a bungee cord, But it's that damn fishing guy approved because, boom, now your belt's off. So if you got to pee off the side of your boat, you can get it done quick. Boom, now your belt's back on. That's how we have bungee cord belts.
Kylie doesn't do that.
No, Kylie doesn't do that. Probably only Dad does that. Probably not very many people out there using bungee cords for belts. I really don't want to drop an anchor today to fish. We've already almost drifted probably a mile. But that mile of river may not hold no fish, who knows?
Do set a timer.
No, baby. My phone is telling me what time to go back. Look. We've got about another 30 or 40 minutes or so-ish. Next weekend, I'll try to have perch on hand. I'm getting a little tired of fishing with shad. You never know, by next weekend we may be carp fishing. It's about, the catfish are in the height of their spawn, so the carp have already spawned, and they pull drag and they fight hard and yada yada yada. I don't need to go into detail, everybody already knows. Pound for pound, probably one of the hardest fighting fish there is, and since we throw most of our fish back anyways, that's all we're looking for is a good fight. I don't know if that rod's getting bit or not. But the boat is turning, so we're gonna go with it. I don't want my lines to get tangled. We're gonna put this one like this, lower it down, and leave that one up. Put it down there. I feel like it was gonna get yanked out of there the other way. We're getting up here on these rocks, guys, so there could be a lot of spawning fish coming off these rocks. Well, for a certain fact, I know there's a lot of spawning fish coming off these rocks, and they could just generally be in this area. So back there, from what me and Camry caught yesterday, is mostly a bunch of drum. I don't think we caught one catfish when we came down from our first stop. I don't think we caught one catfish. There will be more rock here, so we could also potentially get snagged. But hopefully we're going fast enough on this. Hopefully we're going fast enough to just bounce over the rocks. Let me see. I want to see the turtle eating fish. Oh yeah, they love that, don't they? He's trying to rip chunks out of it, baby. He's biting it like this. He's biting it, and then he's pushing away so that way he can get a chunk off of it. Yeah, we're in some good rocks now. You guys see that rock wall back there? So we're looking for fish that have come off the nest. And they're probably going to be long and lanky because they're going to be all spawned out. Probably going to have tore up fins, hopefully. Yeah, so we're just going to pull a drift along this rock wall here. lucky and we'll hit one that's spawning right in the face, and maybe they'll eat it. See, 'cause these fish are also protective, and so if you got a bait that comes into their nest, they'll attack it to get it out of their nest because they don't want it to eat their eggs or so on and so forth.
They make nests underwater?
Huh? Yep, they got nests underwater. The catfish don't necessarily fly up to the top of a tree to build a nest, Bam Bam.
I thought they would put their nest on land and then they could fly back into the water. I know.
We got some Bass Pro Shop fishermen over yonder way, guys. From the boat to the clothes to the fishing gear and all that, guys.
Hey, Daddy, this way.
What, baby?
I know what catfish look like when they're first born.
Oh, you do?
They're super duper small. Like 100 of them can fit in a bucket.
That's right. Got some Bass Pro Shop fishermen right there. That was a big fish. I hope you guys got that on camera. I hope you guys seen that. I don't know what it was, but
Probably carp.
I would like to have caught him if he was a carp.
Being mean to it.
Uh-oh.
It won't share the fish.
One thing I think we could have done to improve this drift is to have got some drift socks or some 5-gallon buckets with holes in it and hung them off of the front, one off the front of the boat, one off the back of the boat to, you know, we're going down river to fill up with water and caught the water, and it would have slowed our drift down. So I watched a video on drifting, and they said, like, when you're looking at the water temperature, I'm not saying we won't catch a fish doing this, going this fast. I seen Catfish Dave catch catfish going dang near 3 miles an hour. But anyhow, we're going like 2.1 or something. But in this particular chocolate milk water, I think slowing the drift down to 1 mile an hour, or another rule of thumb was like if the water's 70, go 3/4 of a mile an hour, or 0.7 miles an hour, or whatever. 50 degrees, go half a mile an hour.
We've caught 0 fish.
You are correct. We have caught 0 fish. But don't count us out just yet, because you never know. We're getting up here, the river's widening out, and so there's a good possibility, without a doubt in my mind, we're going to slow down. When the river starts to widen out, then it's less turbulent, so we'll be going slower. It's just steadily widening out up here as we go. So we'll be drifting a little bit slower, and it's rocks for quite a ways, guys. But look at that view back there. Look at all them rocks, and look at all that bluffs and stuff. This is a pretty scenic area, and you don't see no trash along this bank or nothing other than like the sticks and debris. But you don't see like pop bottles and stuff like that. It's one of my most favorite places to fish, just because of the view.
I saw a cup floating in the foam.
Okay, well, I'm talking about over there on the shoreline, ding dong.
What?
Also, Camry and the girls, they like to swim over there on those rocks when the river's not so turbulent.
No, I climb the rock.
She likes to climb rocks.
So I climb.
You sure you don't want a Slim Jim or something? Do you?
No.
I think we should try to see if your turtles want a Slim Jim.
No.
You don't think turtles eat Slim Jims?
Turtles are not slim. Why is the turtle trying to eat the tank? What was that?
That was a garfish. I saw it.
I hope we catch it.
Well, That was a big old tree that just broke off.
Where?
You see it right there, Camber? You see that big old tree floating in the water?
Yeah.
Golly. Hopefully some of these new brush piles that have formed during this flood stick around. Like that brush pile right there, I like when the water's low. You guys can't see it, but believe me, it's there. There was a great big brush pile that formed up here, and then the river came up some more and washed it away. That is the unfortunate thing about rivers.
There's still a little bit of it left.
I know, but there's only a little bit. It was massive.
I've been asleep, I don't know that.
There was a massive brush pile there last time I came here, and now it's gone. Now there's a massive one on the other side of the river. That one that was on this side better if it had stuck around because it's on those rocks. And so rocks plus a trash pile of trees, that would have been pretty good fishing. I would have thoroughly enjoyed it.
I love the trees.
Me too.
But you know, the one that I don't like at our house?
What, baby?
I don't like the one that goes over the shallow one, but because I don't like the shallow ones anymore.
Oh.
Because cleaning off the black widow into it.
Oh.
So I don't want to step on it. I don't even get anything. I do all my tricks. Flip back, flip front the water.
Oh, baby.
Even front. Shoddy.
I turned this on to tell you guys how fast we were going. Yeah, we slowed down. We were going like 2.5 miles an hour. We're going 2 miles an hour. We're in 25 foot of water.
This seat should be dry because of water now, because the towel.
And that's literally about 15 foot higher than this river normally is right here. So it's pretty high. We got a lot of flow. Since we've got all this abundance of bait, which I didn't think I would be saying, we're gonna go ahead and check this bait. We'll check that other one here in a minute. We've got good bait, so we might as well keep fresh bait on there. We've got plenty because we haven't been getting exactly setting the world on fire. So
You've been catching spoonbills.
not recently. But anyway, I'm gonna cut that shad's tail off, maybe to get a scent trail going with our bait. And I'm gonna hook on another shad head. So now we got 2 shad heads on there, and I just cut off the tail right where the gut section starts. And we're gonna drop this back down there. And we're gonna let it free spool for a while. Thought process behind this. We ain't really been getting hit, no way. So I think that maybe along with the rattles and the catfish jig, we're gonna add a scent trail with it. And that's where the cut bait comes in, is because cut bait emits more scent than a regular shad. Well, that shad's kind of a little bit messed up. That bait starter fly ain't doing us no favors. Well, something either hit him or something. His eyeball got popped out of his head. But we're just gonna cut him in half and leave him on there. There's his eyeball hanging out. Yep, but anyhow. Now we're gonna go slap that back on that old tail hook. We're just gonna run it up through him like this. Hopefully it stays on there good.
Did we catch that shadow on the shingle?
No, we caught on that baby. Alright guys, let's drop it back down there. That's all we can do is play around with it until we figure it out.
Can you even catch a shadow with the fishing pole?
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
Yep, I got videos on it. I have, matter of fact.
Today?
Nope. You gotta be on special lakes in order to do that.
Like this one?
Nope.
But it's a special phone. Some sea crabs. Michael, when we were on the cruise and I kept picking up hermit crabs with Carly, one tried to pinch me. It didn't like me.
Let's see what we got going on up here on this old chat. How's everybody doing? Brian Holmes, what's up? Joey Roush, good morning.
What did he say to you?
He said good morning to everyone. Here, we're passing another creek almost. You guys are about to be facing it. Anyways, that's another creek that we've never explored. But usually the water's so far down that we can't go explore it, so. And since we're drifting, we're gonna keep on drifting and see if we can't get bit.
Why does it look like Sahoma Lake here?
Cambry, don't mention the names of lakes, baby.
Why?
Because we're on YouTube. We don't mention the names of lakes we go to. Don't do that. I hear a boat coming, but I don't see a boat.
That's because it's far away.
Oh yeah, clearly. You guys see that creek yet? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I believe you guys are looking right at it. It's right back there. It just forks up that way and goes out to I don't know where.
Oh God. Michael, they just struck at each other because they were trying to fight over the fish.
Oh no. Here, fishy, 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 fishy.
I'm getting bit by a mosquito.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I hear people.
I do too. They're awfully loud. Talking about somebody already checked their line or something.
We?
Huh? Heck no, we didn't. We don't check other people's lines, can we?
Why do we never set chocolate?
Time. We got one. We can set it. Not today. If you want to set it next weekend, you do. Well, part of the reason we don't set it is because of this flood.
You remember when you caught a white giggy?
Yeah.
It looked like it was an albino.
Yep.
Everything that's albino is pinkish white.
I know it. It's weird, ain't it?
Even axolotls. Some are just normal pink.
Let's see. The river just widened up quite a bit right in this area.
Yay.
Let's see. thinking we would slow down, but we actually picked up speed. We're going 0.2 miles an hour faster than we was.
Girl that I've never seen eating has started eating. Did a little fishy. Distracting at each
I guess we need to find a bag to put this in. This catfish rig here. We're gonna keep running these rigs even when we're just anchor fishing, just because we want to get a feel for it. But next weekend we are going to go carp fishing. I'm going to find some springs or make something for pack bait. I'm not going to buy no method lead feeders because I lose too much tackle as it is, and I'm already too invested in catfish, and they're just carp, so I don't think it's really that important. I think I could get away with maybe I'll order some springs off of Amazon, some like valve springs, some stainless steel valve springs or chromoly valve springs or something, I don't know. And my theory with that is, yeah, we definitely picked up speed, so it must be getting shallow. The river got wide, but if it gets shallow at the same time. Anyway, my theory is if we get a spring, and then we take like a little stainless steel wire and we bend it in a little loop with like an 1/8 inch hole or maybe a 332 hole. Anyway, we're gonna make some little rings and then weld it to that spring. Then we'll just take that spring, put it on our line, and put us a hook on there with a piece of corn on it, and then that spring will pack it full of pack bait. We'll use it for the sinker and everything. That spring should be heavy enough. Anyway, that's just a theory. We're gonna get some of those panko breadcrumbs for like $1 at Dollar Tree. I'm gonna get some corn and some Jello, strawberry or something. I'm gonna watch some videos.
Can I get a piece of candy?
Yeah, you can get a piece of candy. It won't be today, baby.
I know.
Okay. We are gonna do that sometime throughout this week, and the next time we come here, we will be fishing for carp. We'll also go catfishing because I can't help it.
No.
That's okay. We're on a boat. It'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what happens on boats. It gets wet with the fish and
Yep. And the throw net. And today we're gonna get back early enough to clean off the boat.
no.
Yeah, it needs a good bath. Unfortunately.
How is it gonna take a bath?
With a water hose.
What?
And scrub brush.
That's in your live well?
Yeah, actually it's right here. We need a bigger one. We need one that's like a big old palm size hand brush so we can scrub the whole deck really fast.
It's not gonna be that. There will never be one of them.
Well, I'm gonna do it. I gotta get it done.
You wanna know what I forgot?
I also want to clean out this back area, and the main reason I'm going to clean it up real good, because it's going to look just like this again next weekend. But the main reason I'm going to clean it up is it's a muddy mess back in here in this back compartment from where all the debris washes through, hits the drain, and goes back. It's a muddy mess and a stinky mess because of all the shad scales and stuff. And I really want to clean up that front live well. The line is clogged. My fault. I shoved a fishing pole with the rubber stopper, the handle, like the end piece right here. I was trying to like plunge the line, and that piece of foam came off inside of the freaking rubber line. So now I gotta take that rubber line off and get that piece of freaking rod out of there. And I ended up finding out that there's a T right here on the front live well, and that's the one I usually use for bait because I'm standing on the front of the boat throwing the throw net, so it makes sense to use that one for bait. And this back live well, the big one, I use it for fish until I'm ready to take a picture with them or keeping them to eat or whatever. But that one, when you catch shad that are like the shad that we're catching here at this spot, the other lakes I fish in, I don't have that issue, but at this particular spot, the shad are so small that they swim in when I pull the plug on the live well, they swim in the freaking hole. And I guess 5 or 6 of them swam in there and they got stuck at the tee and then they died. Well, then their rib cages and bones collected trash and packed that line full of junk, and so the water wouldn't drain out of my live well. Anyway, I was trying to plunge it out with a fishing pole, and that was a horrible idea. So now I got that all cleaned out.
Use a regular plunger.
I tried a regular plunger. Anyway, I picked up this door over here. I took out the box, took out the screws, pulled out the inserted tray, took out the aluminum brace in there, and then I could get to that tee. I could get to everything I needed to get to work on that front live well.
I want beef.
Okay. Which is another thing that I hate about the G3. I love the boat, but nothing is accessible. You know, you think like this piece right here. Let me just get you guys off here. I'm gonna show you what I think. Which is not really that big of a deal, because if I really want them out, I'll just cut them out. But this whole panel right here, when you're trying to do any kind of electrical work or anything, this whole panel should have been done with screws. That way you can take it up off there and you can access everything in there to work on it, but it's not. It's all pop riveted. So in order to work on anything, you have to take off your shifter cable, and that's all the access you have. Now, can you imagine trying to run wires from back there at that box? You have to go through there, because this ain't all hollow. There's all bracing in here. So you got to go through a little hole over there, and then you got to fish the wires from that access point back to that back corner. And then I had to fish them up through here, take the box out, and fish them all the way up to the front cover right here to get extra power to the front of the boat. Talk about a pain in the ass. But that's my biggest gripe about the G3 is no access to work on anything. Then my other gripe, and it's a small gripe, because I clearly figured it out and I got steady rod holders on here now. But I went through several revisions to get to this point, and if this had been made out of 3/8 aluminum or 1/4 inch, just on this section right here, okay, if it would have been made out of 3/8, you'd have been able to bolt directly to it and you'd have never had to worry about it. But this aluminum is so freaking thin. And then another thing I didn't like about it is there's a little X that goes across here that's been broke with a brake. That goes across here. The camera probably don't really pick it up. But anyway, they say if you mess with this or hang a ladder off of it, you automatically void your warranty. No food, I got weed. Caitlin. Anyhow, yeah, there's an X that goes across here that's been broke in. And as soon as you drill a hole in here, you void the warranty for your boat. And so I thought that was some horse shit, but I don't really care about their warranty. Because ultimately, if I want to cut this boat apart, I'll cut it apart. That's why I bought it. And someday, I plan on doing away with. Leave the row of seats. That whole thing right there, all of that crap in the front of the boat, except for the casting deck. So everything from the front of this seat all the way up to that casting deck, and I really only need.
Put this on my legs.
Yes, baby.
But I can rub it in.
Turn on so I can get at your other leg. She wants some stuff over here real quick. Some sunscreen. Anyway, that's my only gripes about the boat. I'm gonna cut some stuff out of it at some point. Maybe when I get it paid off, I don't know.
You wanna know the thing that I forgot?
She just likes to come in there and start shit every day. We're gonna get rid of that.
Yes, but I forgot.
She knows she's being annoying. What, Cam Bam?
You wanna know what I forgot?
What you forgot, baby?
My iPad.
Oh no, that's horrible. Well, guess what? Dad's phone only has 40% left, so we're gonna drift for a little bit longer.
How long?
I don't know, 20 more minutes or so.
20.
Yeah, about 20 more minutes or so.
Nope, 20. Where's the beef?
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to use beef jerky. Hopefully this is dried out by now. We wouldn't have the phone dying issue if my charger wasn't croaking out on us. But it says it's wet, so we gotta let it dry out. Here, Bam Bam.
Did you kill the spider that was on the ice chest?
No. Why would I do that? Here.
It had an egg sack.
You want one or two?
One.
Okay, I'll put one in my pocket. I'm not one there. I have an extra one in my pocket for you if you want one.
You cursed it.
Yeah, I know it.
What's the deal with all the sticks?
Well, we still have bait. It ain't exactly the freshest bait.
Not anymore, but it's the dirtiest.
Yeah, that's for sure the dirtiest bait. We're gonna send it back down there though.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, I think we found where it gets shallow at, guys.
I want another beef jerky stick.
Hey, well, I got you one just in case you did. If I can get around this trash so I can get my rod set up, that'd be great.
It ain't trash, it's just sea foam.
Seafoam?
Yeah.
Seafoam is for cars.
No, like foam on the sea.
Oh.
Like the water sea.
That rod is now apparently outrunning the boat, which is confusing the heck out of me. Oh, okay. I forgot to flip the bell back over. Come on, get out of the sticks. I really don't like that cast. We're gonna pull it back up, guys. We got every stick in the world on our line. There we go. But I think we found where it gets shallow at. It's shallow now. We are in 19 foot of water. We've been in 20 to 25, and I called that shallow. But the reason I said that is because we got brush over here on the bank.
Ew, that one tasted rotten.
Oh, well, you want another one? It shouldn't have been rotten. It's brand new out of the package.
Tastes like aluminum.
Tastes like aluminum. Here.
Oh, that's why.
Anyways, the reason I say it gets shallower up here is because they're not on the bank. They are not on the bank. They are 30 feet off the bank. There's whole trees that are stuck. Me and Cambry's never drifted this far down on this river. We've never drove this far down on this river. So this is you guys' first time down here on this end of the river. This is our first time down here on this end of the river. So that's cool. drifting like this is we're getting to learn a lot. There are several medium-sized fish directly under the boat. Our baits are going to run smack dab into them. I mean several. There's one large fish. Actually, there's two large fish. Three large fish. So we need to remember this stretch of river. All right, there's a crowd of trees there, big brush pile. So about 200 yards up from it, something about this river bottom they like right here. And it is directly across from a point. I mean, there's the bigger fish than we've marked all weekend, guys. Our lines are about to go right through them. The only thing that I wish was different is I wish that I had changed that shad out on that rod when I had it reeled up. Yeah, our rod should be going through the thick of it right now.
Why do you only have 2 rods out right now?
Because we're drifting and I don't want to get a bunch of rods tangled up together. When we get planer boards and a trolling motor and all that stuff, we have all 7 of them out there.
Are we ever going to be able to get back?
Oh yeah. Silly girl.
In time for little Cody's birthday?
We're going to be back way before time to go to Cody's birthday.
Cody's birthday? Like right when
We're going to move this rod over. They're trying to run parallel to each other, and that's the first time this whole trip they've done that. Hopefully, we can get hooked up on a fish here. I wish we were going about a mile slower an hour. We're going through a huge school of fish right now. I don't know what species they are.
The one in Cleveland is
They could be drum for all we know.
I got a nightlight last night from Cleveland, Oklahoma, out of
Cambry, shut up. Quit saying what towns we're in. Because, shut up. Stop doing that. What is wrong with you? Don't ever do that again. Now we're deleting this live when we go off of here. You need to stop. Now, the only reason I don't like that, guys, is specifically because some idiot decided to show up to my house because they knew the whereabouts of where we lived at, like what town. And I did a welding video, and it just showed it didn't show the whole address. It just showed a house number. And someone looked us up and came to our house based off of that. And so I don't like telling where I'm at or none of that because I like everybody, but I also like my privacy too. And I wish she would shut up and quit telling people where we're at or where we go. She knows better too, so. Dragging through the ones that we passed a minute ago.
Can I catch one with my knife?
No, they're on the bottom. They're in 16 feet of water. 19 feet of water. Now there's definitely fish here. Oh, guaranteed she lit it up. pile to remember. The river is as high as it's going to be this year, I do believe. I don't know that for sure. Depends on how much rain they get up north. But if the river drops out now, that's going to be a good brush pile to fish. Really, this whole bank over here has got a lot of brush on it. Like I said, we've never been down this far. This is all new to us. But apparently there's some kind of boat ramp over yonder way behind us. But we don't know nothing about it, so. I'm talking about over there, Cambry. Look. Before you be a smart ass, turn around and look. There's a boat ramp over there. 2 of them. That's what I'm talking about. It's just another boat ramp.
2 of them.
2 of them, yeah.
Actually 3 because there's the one over there.
I don't see the 3rd one, but.
No, the one that we went down.
Oh.
And then that's the one that we keep going past sometimes. That probably got flooded.
I feel like in clearer water, this speed would be a good speed. I just feel like with as dirty as the water is.
Brush pile.
Yeah. There's another brush pile.
Fishy.
Big old crane. What are you on, steroids, dude? Look how big he is, Cambry, you see him?
Yeah.
That's the biggest one I think I ever saw in my life. Flying to the dentist. He got a chip in his beak? Oh, okay. That big dude right there.
One's sitting down.
No, he's standing up. He's right there.
I know, I see it.
That sucker's tall.
You're close to it.
Yeah, I know. He's big here. That's what I'm saying. I think he's the biggest one I've ever seen. He's over there talking crap too, right?
Only bird I can hear.
He's over there talking crap, telling us that we can't even catch a fish.
But he came with his long.
He's saying he does this day in and day out, and he knows when he sees someone that knows how to fish, and we ain't it. He said, that'll never work. I don't know what you guys are doing. Fish are all on the bank.
No, your beak is the one that's on the water.
Yeah, Cambry, talk crap back to him. Freaking bird crap talking us while we're out here on the river.
Which
Mocking us because we can't catch fish.
he knows how to catch fish with his long beak.
I know. He's like, I do this for a living.
And they're even better than I think. Because they're dirty water.
If we had a half brain cell, we'd change our course and go anchor up and throw back on that brush pile, but
I wasn't dumb. I would be able to see underwater.
that doesn't make you dumb. That just means you can't. I don't even think the fish can see under this water. It's chocolate.
That's why they keep getting caught by you.
But I think if we had a half a brain cell, we'd go throw around the trees over there. But we don't really have a half a brain cell.
We only have one brain.
Yep. We set out to learn how to drift fish, so we're gonna drift fish. I really wish I had brought some buckets with me. I planned on it, and then I just forgot when I woke up this morning. I should have put them on the boat last night. But my plan was to drill a bunch of like 1-inch holes in the bucket, and I've done it before in the past, and it works really good. You drill a bunch of 1-inch holes in the bottom of the bucket, like on the perimeter or the radius of the bucket. Then you come in and you drill you about 7 more. Then you drill one right in the middle. Then you do that up about you go around the bucket just several times all the way up the bucket, and then it lets the water rush out. And then you hang it off the side of your boat, and it lets water go through it, but it causes enough resistance to slow your boat down. And if we had 2 of those, I think we'd have slowed our flow rate down to about 1 mile an hour. And in this chocolate milk water, like I said before, I feel like we'd have done a lot better. But the fish are spawning, and so we could have went and caught the same eater-sized blue cats we did yesterday morning, which that video will be coming out later. Come to Greece. Man, me and my wife are going to be doing some traveling. I don't know if Greece is on the bucket list right now.
Where did the pelican go?
I know we're going to the Bahamas soon. Me and her probably going to go to yeah, you're going too.
I'm right on the airplane.
We're probably going to go to North Carolina before we go to the Bahamas.
There goes the big bird. Be quiet.
We really just need 1 fish to make this worth it, and I would have fun. So
That bird is annoying.
I really just need 1 fish. I may go back up there and anchor up on that brush pile for about 10 minutes. I don't know that I'll still be live when I do that. I might just record it on the camera, because I don't have no footage from today, but I have enough footage to edit. I have 2 videos. I'm behind a video. Busted out the laptop, trying to relearn how to use it, because it's been probably 2 years since I edited a video off a laptop. I've been doing it off my phone, but there's a lot more steps to go through doing it off the computer. But there's a lot more stuff you can do, like add in cinematics, like music, and make it more like a movie versus just a, here's a fish, here's a fish, here's a fish, here's a fish. And so we're trying to go back to doing that.
Fun part is the music about videos.
Yeah.
Your videos.
Yeah. She likes my older videos that had music. Sometimes she watches them on her tablet. She liked the ones that had music at the beginning. So we're going to go back to trying to do that, make them more cinematic. But for the time being, we're going to keep doing these lives for a little while. I want everybody to know, you watch everybody that goes catfishing on their catfishing videos, and people don't truly appreciate how much work actually goes into going out and catching catfish. There's a lot more to it than just going out and throwing baits and sitting and watching them.
Hey, Daddy.
Sometimes bait's tough to get. Sometimes bait's easy to get. Sometimes the catfish just bite one after another and it's on fire. Sometimes you got to drive around all day and find the catfish. And then when you do find them, you end up catching a bunch of them that are this big, or sometimes you luck into catching some giants. Well, we are getting closer to this channel ledge over here. That's kind of where we wanted to be at, but without a trolling motor, we've had no control of that. But we are close to the edge now.
I'm hot.
You're hot? Well, sit down and chill out. Drink some water. But this live is about to come to an end. Here you go, baby.
Oh, I'm gonna get mine. Don't want
Drink this whole. Oh, you don't want fish hands?
No.
All right.
Sheath.
We're gonna wait a little while longer on ending the live. We'll just float it over a pot of fish along this wall of trees over here, and I kind of want to see. I just want to see what's going to happen. We're in 14 foot of water. They're steadily becoming more fish. I just kind of want to scope it out, really.
What did you do? Touch one with fish hands?
No, I ain't touched that water.
It stinks. Smells like fish.
Oh, well, that's too bad. So apparently the river has shifted. That's the calmer side, and this is the side with the most flow. But we have slowed down to 1.7 miles an hour. And where that factors in is the river keeps getting wider. So maybe we'll end up going slower and we'll hit that 1 mile an hour mark, and maybe we'll catch fish. That being said, now that the boat's slowed down and there's a bunch of fish down there, well, dude, why'd you have to go and die? See, these carp don't last very long in the live well. The shad lasts longer than they do, which is a complete shock to me. The shad's still alive and kicking. The freaking carp dead. What,
my
baby?
turtles ate mine.
We're gonna throw a fresh shad on this rod. Yeah, the river's widening out more up here, so it's gonna slow down even more. And the water's not as condensed with particulates. We don't have no bait left on this one anyway, so.
Are we even going with the water?
Yeah, we're going right with the flow, baby.
Oh, yay. That means we're getting closer to the boat ramp.
Baby, we are going the opposite direction of the boat ramp. The boat ramp is that way. You girls and how you get turned around on the river, this is beyond me.
Why are you letting it take us?
Because I'm drift fishing. Now we got a fresh shad going on. We're gonna go ahead and check that other rod too. The current has finally slowed down. Something just blew up over there in that tree line.
Probably a snake. Probably a Chester Chadwick or a
You
snake.
think so?
Chester Chadwick or a snakey wakey or a turtle, because some turtles eat leaves. What was that?
All right, we got that line hooked up. We got a new shad on there. Whoa, he probably just came unhooked because of how bad that was bending over.
Oh God. Please don't let it snap.
It ain't gonna snap, it's a freaking Hellcat rod.
How do you know?
It's gonna flip over a boulder before it snaps. Anyway, that one's still got shad on it. That's how I know.
Is
So,
there even a fish
apparently
on
we're in a super snaggy spot.
it?
We're not gonna put it nearly as much. There are fish directly in the boat. Yeah, see that.
Here I know.
Yep, we're just floating with trash.
Floated into the pond.
Alright, we still have bait, so we're gonna just drop it back down there.
We're floating in the foam party.
Yep. We're gonna have to hold these rods for a second. We're gonna have to turn them over this way. I'm gonna get a couple cranks of this one. We got this trash right behind us in the back end of the boat, sweeping right up against it. Oh, there are fish here. We're gonna hit the trash. We'll bounce off of it eventually. Yep, there we go. We're off it.
Turning the boat. Where?
We might just hang out here for a second, I don't know. It depends what the boat decides we're gonna do. Camry, sit down. Sit down, Camry, sit down, sit down, sit down. We're coming up on a tree, guys. If Camry kept standing up, it was gonna donk her on the head. But we are just floating right along this trash.
Which is not fun.
I think it's freaking great. Honestly, I wish the boat would sit still for a minute. I think we'd catch fish here. Well, we definitely caught a snag.
You would have. Then if you want that, then drop anchor.
You think we should, Camry?
Yeah.
Just fish this trash line for a minute?
Oh, he's got it.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's guys, we're gonna throw this anchor right here.
No, I told them to.
Yep, Camry told me to. We're gonna just drop this anchor right on this tree.
Oh.
Just like that. Just because we wanted to hold us still for a minute. Boom, and we're tight. We're holding still. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cast out now and give these fish an opportunity to come and find us, which they haven't been getting. So we're right along this trash, and I feel like there's probably catfish underneath this trash, shade and protection and spawning and such. We drifted far enough. There's fish right under the boat, guys.
I want my minnow.
Okay, we'll get it. It's right there. Now, there's some big fish right underneath the boat.
Oh, God, I hope I don't catch that.
Well, I hope I do.
My
I'm gonna-
net is too small.
Okay, well, don't try to catch a giant then.
I'm not trying to.
I'm gonna throw these old shads off the boat. I'm gonna drop this one right behind the boat, guys.
I just want to catch.
We got big fish back there. We got heavy current right here. Rivers. 12 foot of water, guys. This is the most fish we've seen since we've been on the water, so we might as well hang out and try it. And this is the biggest shad we got this morning.
No fish.
You be careful over there.
Oh, God. What was that?
That was a fish smacking in the water.
It smacked my neck.
Oh.
I was like, oh, God. Because I didn't know which way it was going.
All right, guys. Let's put on a little headpiece. Something like that. Then on the stinger fly, I know this is cheating on the stinger fly, but we're gonna do it anyways.
Come here. Come here.
We're gonna put a little shad body chunk on there.
Get over.
And we're gonna set this right here.
Get over.
And we're gonna sit here for a minute. We know there's fish down there. We're gonna turn off this graph so that way we ain't gotta listen to it the entire time we're sitting here. Camry, I want you to put on your life jacket. Here, come here. Just pick up your arms. Put your arms up. Here, we're only gonna clip one buckle for now. You only need one buckle clipped. You can swim good, right? You just need some extra buoyancy, that's all. We're just gonna try this for a couple minutes, guys. We ain't gonna sit here long because we're collecting all the trash at the back of the boat. It's pretty interesting. This is one way to become one with the trash, I guess.
Potatoes.
In case you guys missed what I was doing back there, there was a big tree that was halfway submerged. And I didn't want it hanging on the back of the boat, so. Uh-oh. Now we caught a big tree on our rig. I don't know how effectively we're gonna be able to fish this area.
It's too hard fishy.
Hey, leave that on. There are fish here. Whether they cooperate or not is another thing. We ain't gonna settle. The wind right here does feel really good. It's kind of opened up. The river's got a steep bank.
It's just making me hot with the life jacket.
Oh, well, if you want to sit down, you can take it off. If not, if you want to be up, then you need to leave it on. So those are your options. I caught a whole tree.
And in my seat.
Yeah, well, I got a reel in a tree, apparently.
You can't stand in my seat because it's my seat.
About a 3-pounder. There we go. Now, I don't know if I straightened my hook out or not. Probably lost my bait. We ain't making no more long casts here, that's for sure. Definitely lost my bait. That's all right. We got that to burn through.
It's so hot out here.
Baby, we're gonna be going back here in a minute. Chill out. Quit whining about it being hot.
I'm not trying.
Well, quit whining about it. It ain't even hot out here yet.
You're acting like it isn't, but it is.
It isn't. It's like 80 degrees.
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh, wow. Well, guys, it looks like the flow of the river has picked up. We are going to let that shad go because we are getting a lot more trash, a lot more rapidly. And I don't think it's good to hang out here, so we're going to leave.
Go where?
Yeah, I can't even pull that. We're gonna get that hook out of the water. I just changed the position of the pole to do that.
I can see your underwear.
I don't care. There we go, we won. I don't want to lose my cheap anchor. But I also don't want to hang out here no more. I'm done with this spot and all the trash.
I'm tired of the foam
Yeah, I'm tired of the foam too, girl.
everywhere. We're never going to be able to escape it.
Cameron, you quit whining.
I'm not trying.
We're gonna be able to escape it just fine. We're in a boat with a big motor, big enough motor.
Yeah, but not bigger than that pile of foam.
Nope. For sure not bigger than that pile of foam. Let's turn the graph back on.
It's a graph.
This fish finder, it's called a graph. All right, guys, that concludes today's mission. Yeah, they have, haven't they? All right, woman. Everybody else, I'm out, y'all. Have a good one. Me and Cam are going back to the camp. See you guys another day.
Michael, there's some trash floating in the foam.